Raw recap and reactions. November 3rd, 2025. CM Punk's vision is cloudy. The Kabuki Warriors get their wish. Rey Mysterio returns. And CM Punk gets more than what he asked for. Raw's opening segment reminded me why CM Punk was my favorite wrestler at one time. That's not the biggest takeaway from a beginning that wrapped around to the end, but it's something I needed off my chest. Punk felt more at ease on the mic than any time in recent memory. He came off as real and made the bulk of the men's locker room look fantastic simply by talking. The newly minted World Heavyweight Champion's first promo with the gold on his shoulder put some sizzle on the men's locker room and set up a chaotic championship picture where everything goes. Punk welcomed all challengers. Except for one man. Punk's reactions made me cackle like I was ready to egg someone's house on Halloween. I talked about Punk's title win as an unknown variable in a somewhat stable ecosystem. Anyone familiar with science or sociology knows what happens when those two things collide. On Raw, it took the form of Logan Paul and The Vision staking their claim to the #1 contender spot. It saw Jey Uso go from a guy listening to everyone else to finally listening to the one voice that truly matters, his own. But Paul E. Heyman still knows how to worm his way into any conversation one is having in their head. I thought Jey might betray Punk during their main event tag match. I half wondered why Punk accepted Jey's offer to help him considering main event's recent history. But Jey was a man of his word. The real issue wasn't Jey but still, in fact, Logan. Those brass knuckles looked great on television, and Punk sold the knockout blow like a champ, no pun intended. Props to the territory for seeding this earlier when Logan reluctantly came back to the ring to help Punk during the opening segment. That set the precedent for Logan possibly thinking that he gains more through helping Punk fight Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker than doing nothing or worse. That was obviously part of the hustle. Is Logan a part of the vision now? Did he offer Paul those brass knuckles as tribute? Paul told Jey that the vision sees it as get down or lay down right now, and they're not being nice about it. I can't see Logan being part of any group, let alone one that doesn't feed his ego so much until it vomits. That's part of the fun though. Even if it's a temporary alliance, it speaks to unpredictability. This was a very compelling Raw. All the business with Punk as the new guy on top of the mountain was a huge reason why. Album cut shout out to the cat rocking the Batman mask in the front row. More importantly, he wore it for the whole show. He's the real MVP now, to business. Penta hasn't wrestled a single disappointing match since he stepped into the territory. I'm still amazed at how quickly he adapted to WWE's style while maintaining what makes him special. That continued this week as he faced El Grande Americano. And enough can't get said about Ludwig Kaiser's adaptability also. His knee deep in this El Grande gimmick while making it his own and not losing a step in the ring. My favorite moment from the match wasn't the in-ring action, even though that rocked. It was the way WWE inverted the usual finish we get whenever Americano slides an El Grande metal plate under his mask. Rather than execute a headbutt and ending the bout, El Grande found himself on the wrong end of a super kick. An awesome way to finally get what he deserved and give Penta the W. This is far from over though, as the Americano trio tried getting even with Penta. The man with no fear needs a partner. Gee, I wonder who. I like the teasers we got of Stephanie Baker versus Raquel Rodriguez during the tag match featuring the two aforementioned ladies along with Nikki Bella and Roxanne Perez. I like the tension between them, even more than Roxanne and Stephanie. If I had to guess, and I should since I'm the one writing about it, I think it's the styles clash. Raquel is finally finding her footing as a powerhouse who towers over many women on the roster. Keeping Triple H's words in mind about story first, Raquel versus Stephanie is the story I want to see more. I always struggle with Roxanne's heel variant, but it comes more naturally to her Judgment Day partner. And after this match, it's no wonder they announced that clash for next week. Especially the end that saw La Primera attempt a devil's kiss on Raquel on the apron only for Big Mami Cool to reverse that into an electric chair facebuster. So yeah, no kiss for Raquel. That opened the door for Roxanne to finish Nikki with a pop rocks and get a big W for Judgment Day. Raquel's got the momentum heading into the match even if she loses. Speaking of Nikki, she is totally stabbing Steph in the back, right? She did the whole song and dance post-match about not being up to par with the new generation and how she felt bad about letting Stephanie down. In Nikki's mind, Stephanie isn't facing Raquel next week if Nikki doesn't come up short in their tag match. The champ threw many compliments Nikki's way, which the Bella twin deeply appreciated. Stephanie telling Nikki that she can hang with anyone in this division is all the confirmation she needs to go after the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And that is official. Please forgive me for copying Adam Pearce. I'm feeling generous this week and wanted to give a small shout out to the world's worst GM. Lyra Valkyria springboarding off the top turnbuckle into an Asuka lock was an awesome finish to an exciting tag match. Before the match, Lyra wanted to know where Bayley stood because, well, she's Bayley. Bayley's mental state wasn't much of an issue. This was about the Kabuki Warriors providing more reasons they're a threat to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Neither Becky and Lyra on the same page nor Asuka hilariously declining Kairi's tag attempt early in the match was enough to keep the Warriors' Kabuki away from the pay window. Charlotte and Alexa hit the ring when the post-match shenanigans occurred. The champs saved Bayley and Lyra while Kairi and Asuka lived to fight another day. In this case, another day is next Monday when they finally get their shots at the Tag Team Championships. If WWE really wants to make this last time is now tournament cool, they'll give John Cena a big chair to sit on and watch the matches like his Shang Tsung the combatants fight in Mortal Kombat. Imagine him watching Sheamus vs Shinsuke Nakamura or Rusev vs Damian Priest sitting on a throne. Alas, a man can dream. Becky Lynch is the man. That is all. Okay, that can't be all. Becky interrupted the broadcast to cut a promo about everything. Her hot husband sitting at home, the Vision losing their GD minds, Adam Pearce sending her home, a crooked ref, and Maxine Dupri. Maxine didn't show this week, but that's okay. Letting Becky cook was the right call. Dirty Dom was busy this week. First, a returning Rey Mysterio interrupted his promo, then hit him with a 619. Following his father embarrassing him in the ring, Rey is your dad, not Eddie Guerrero, Dom. He got into it with Finn Balor because of course he did. Dom somewhat reluctantly joined Finn and JD McDonough ringside as the Judgment Day tried regaining tag gold. Obviously AJ Styles and Dragon Lee weren't dropping the championships this early, but we got an awesome match out of it. Oh, and Sheamus showed up to ruin Dom's night. Loved how they connected this tag match to Sheamus and Dom's burgeoning feud. Raw was pretty excellent this week. The stories moved and there wasn't a wasted segment.